Proud and Powerful and FTR segment because we're on the topic of top guys and we're on the topic of the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. And so we saw just before the main event 2 heartfelt, respected promos by, our resident 2 top teams that we love. Young Bucks are great, but that being said, in terms of work ethic, storytelling, mustaches, I mean, we're talking
in-ring work
stuff. We got Proud and Powerful and FTR, 2 teams that are top guys, as they say, top of their game. I thought this promo was great. It gives us more of a background, grounds them a little bit more than, maybe the casual fan hasn't, gone in and watched some of the Road 2s or any of the BTs or anything like that. But this gave them ample time to talk about their uplifting, and it's setting the stage for quite an epic battle.
Yep. Yeah, and it's so funny because both these teams, for me as the tag team nut, I think what's great to see is both these teams, at their core, heel or babyface don't really apply to them because, even though FTR have done some dastardly awful things in their career, Santana and Ortiz have done equally as nasty and dirty things. People want to forget how now that the Inner Circle are baby faces, people want to forget Santana and Ortiz. Those guys are nasty. They will go through hell and back for what they love, and that's the common theme between these two teams. These 2 teams will go through whatever it takes for the love of the business, and it's obvious in what they do. They love professional wrestling. Yep. These guys, both sides are absolutely so seamless and polished and like being proud of being a tag team. I think for a long time in North American wrestling with WWE owning that narrative, it's not a secret. Vince is not huge on tag team wrestling. He never has been and he never will be. It's not his thing. He thinks that singles is where it's at. That's the Hulk Hogan, John Cena's, and Roman Reigns's of the world, those types, right?
Sure.
And there is a counterculture to that goes deep into the roots of pro wrestling that says, no, tag team wrestling has a place in the forefront of this business. Tag team wrestling is something that, when done right, can tell the best stories that you'll ever see, period. Because you get 4 amazing competitors working off of each other. You get deeper stories. You get these and in this story between FTR and Santana Ortiz, it touches on what I talked about in the Hager and Wardlow fight. You got 2 sides, iron sharpens iron, and they push each other to be better. And I think that this match between these 2 teams, and you're talking about already, dude, 2 of the best tag teams in the world going against each other in a variety of formats. And then eventually getting into the ring. This is going to, you saw FTR go against Santana Ortiz in a bar fight. And I think that when we get this into the ring, FTR is going to come into the match saying, this is our territory. This is where we get our work done. And we've seen the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle pivot in different formats to play to different strengths. I think that this is going to be an opportunity where the top guys, I know that there's a lot of people out there that want to see Santana Ortiz take the belts off of the Bucks. It's something we talked a lot about. Yeah. I think that that FTR right now and Santana Ortiz, both of these guys are going to take this feud to a level of tag wrestling that we are just going to be geeking out about left and right, man. The promo at Dynamite is only a taste of what could happen when you see these guys get a promo like a long,
only a slurp.
I mean, honest to God, man. Am I geeking out too much here? I mean, this is. I know that I love tag team wrestling, and maybe I'm waxing poetic about it, but I just think that these 2 teams have the potential to really make something special. I really do believe that. I think that
I'm geeking out too, for sure. I mean, you have AEW's stacked of tag teams, and you have the top guys right now, the Young Bucks, who can walk the walk, talk the talk. But you have 4 guys with Santana, Ortiz, Dax, and Cash who clearly can talk the talk, walk the walk, and be put in any single element. And now, I mean, more than ever, fans are behind both teams. And I think this is they're striking while the iron's hot. FTR is absolutely the top of their game. PMP is absolutely the top of their game. This is going to be pure gold, and hopefully we see a lot of matches with these two teams, and ultimately leading to maybe a number one contender grudge match.
Yeah.
And then the number one contender can then dethrone the Bucks. So maybe trade like a best of three, kind of like we're going to see down that, so you can milk the feud and then ultimately have the top be paid off, a big ultimate payoff for sure. So I think maybe you have FTR throwing one of their elements, whether it be ground and pound in the ring, Santana throwing one of theirs, maybe a street fight, dog fight, parking lot fight again, and then ultimately have that one, the double or nothing, to get the number one contender, because both teams are ranked.
They are. And there needs to be something to happen in the tag division. We've talked about it, and Bonds talks about it in his Booking by Bonds this week. There has to be someone to clearly emerge as the team that are going to take down the Bucks. With the way that the Bucks have their run has been, it's been blinded by a lot of
right.
cold spray and outside interference. And so but the fact remains they have run through the tag division, and I think that right now the Acclaimed and Varsity Blondes, I know that those two teams are battling it out over who the number one contender should be. Mm-hmm. The Blondes I believe right now are sitting number one, and the Acclaimed are number two. And the Blondes, when I look at how they lost due to Brandon Cutler clearly interfering in that match. So I get why they want to have that claim. And I think that works short term. But I agree with you, SPD. Long term, if you milk this feud between Santana, Ortiz, and FTR, and you have these two teams go to war with each other, the team that comes out standing in that looks like the team that could finally have the rub to beat the Bucks. And right now, and as a fan of both teams, right now, the momentum, the tidal wave, the fan love is all in on Santana Ortiz. They're on fire. And I think a lot of that strikes to, we've always known Ortiz has that over-the-top, amazing personality. We love when he does the best. We always love how his swagger and his personality, but Santana has really emerged as a bona fide star. Kind of, you see a lot of these things happen naturally in tag teams, and that, again, plays on the iron sharpens iron. When you have a friend, a partner who you can lean on, you want to be better because of and make their lives better. You want their career to get better. You want and they work off of each other. And I think Santana is absolutely killing it right now. And I think a no-nonsense Santana and Ortiz going against fresh off of a war with FTR, right? Right. They can look at the Elite and the Bucks, and it's like you got these guys who have been cheating and kind of doing all this silliness with the danglies and all this stuff. You can have the Young Bucks over the top personalities going head to head with no nonsense, street tough, gonna whoop your ass, fresh off of a war with FTR, Santana and Ortiz in New York, right? In New York. I think that's a home run, man. I think Santana Ortiz, I agree with you 1,000% SPD. Put Santana Ortiz in a war with FTR. Let them come out on top in the end, and then let them dethrone the Bucks. We're booking right here. Booking